But I think we are practicing and we are doing this, we are going through this societal grief and trauma together, and we show that we are there for each other.
We're feeling more hope than fear about our community.
I do.
Hmm.
I do feel that. Yeah.
When there are moments of unity, I've used this example a lot. So for people who listen to the show regularly, they might find it a little repetitious. But for example, when we saw that massive demonstration that happened in Berlin
Hmm.
in October, and we've had similar ones here in Toronto and
Hmm.
in Southern California where you are, but seeing the images of that Berlin demonstration. And I don't know if you remember, it was almost set up like there was a plane so that it was also a
Hmm.
testament to Flight 752. And, um, I cried when I saw those images. And nobody that is Iranian, if you tell them that you cried when you saw that, nobody thinks that's weird. But it is kind of weird. Why am I
Hmm.
crying looking at a group of people in Berlin?
Hmm.
know? And it is that catharsis that you speak of, that sort of feeling of a release, and also a feeling of, oh my God, we are there's a community, we are these people, I feel a part of this, I feel like I'm, and so that unity can be so powerful
Hmm.
when we see it in the moments that
Hmm.
we see it. You've talked about the importance of promoting communion
Hmm.
in dealing with social justice issues. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So communion is about the closeness and relationship quality among individuals, families, and the community, in our case, the nation, right? So it's about ensuring that people do not suffer alone throughout whatever they're going through, right? So in again, like in our case, this traumatic experience, right? So throughout their stories. So it refers to the shared emotional experience and a sense of connection, right? And I think it's so important because what we are experiencing is a collective trauma.
Mm.
It's a societal grief. And for that, we need communion, we need collective recovery, we need this corrective experience
How do
where
we
we've
how do we build that? How do we foster that?
I think we've been practicing that in the past 5 months, right? With the different actions that we had, the different ways that we have been there together. The thing about the tricky part about communion is it's about public action.
Mm.
So, Gian, when all of this, started happening in the last year, I was teaching this class at university, diversity and the family, and all of my students, they are Americans. So I was talking about what's happening in Iran, and one of the things that I told them is these days we see people and they are nice and they say, "Oh, we stand in solidarity with Iran and Iranian women," and I do appreciate that. And at the same time, I'm not sure if you just say that, how it's going to be helpful to us. So we need public action, and that public action could be anything small or big. It could be talking about these things on your social media, could be providing a brave space to your friend to talk about these things, to process these things together, could be signing a petition, going to a protest, anything, but it needs to be public action.
Mm.
And I think in the past 5 months, we've been practicing that. And I know that it seems like we have some challenges right now in terms of all the different things that you said, conversations, unity, but I think we are practicing and we are doing this, we are going through this societal grief and trauma together, and we show that we are there for each other.
We're feeling more hope than fear about our community.
I do.
Mm.
I do feel that. Yeah.